I'll just say retirements because one, um, Khabib. I say let's start with the big one. Another one is more gaming related, but we'll start. I'll start with this one because basically this legend Khabib, his last name I'm gonna murder it. Nurmagomedov.
Nurm,
Nurmagomedov.
Nurma, Nurmagomedov or something. I don't
All
know. I
right.
just know John Beatty said that in a rap. And I was like, I don't know how you said that.
Damn. It's all that. It's all. It has to be in the beard.
Yeah, I'm
Jeez, how do
sorry,
you say
Khabib.
it? Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. But Khabib, who retired 29-0 in the UFC, crazy record,
Nurmagomedov.
taking down the likes of Conor McGregor in his time, because we all know how controversial that fight was.
Right.
Because words were said. The sun's going out. Words were said in that fight um, that words were said in that fight. I guess it just transcended. That fight alone became more than just a fight between two men in a cage. Um, basically fighting for a title for some money.
Right.
Especially Khabib. I would say how he responded and how he stood for his culture. He stood up for his people, for his country, where he was
Right.
from. It was something. It was something admirable about it. Kind of reminiscent to what we saw with Muhammad Ali, Cassius Clay, when he stood up to the draft. In the sense that, you know, I as a human being, regardless what I'm doing, deserve respect. And Khabib, demanded that from McGregor and from the organization, and he was not going to take anything less.
Right.
Um, but just before going, I know I just jumped right straight in there. But
Yeah. So
basically, yeah. What's your thoughts on that?
no. So he retired undefeated, 29-0, and he retired because his father recently passed. So it was kind of a thing where it's just like, look, his father was his trainer, like
Yeah.
one of his trainers, or like his trainer, period. And he was just like, yo, like, without my dad here, it's just I'm not gonna do it, and I respect it. Um, at first, I was like, man, I would use that as like,
Give me 1 second.
oh, yeah, let me just see here. You can hear me though, right?
Yeah, it's just
Okay.
it's me.
Okay.
I'm doing that. It's just
Okay. So for me, it was like one of those things where I would have, I was saying like, oh, I would use that as fuel to keep going. And then I like, thought about it. I was like, man, they accomplished so much, man. Like he's retiring now, undefeated. He's, reached the pinnacle of his career, with his father. So I'm like, you know what? That is a good place to like just stop. Like he has the rest of his life ahead of him. Like Fam's like what, 31, I think? 31 or 32. And
I don't know for sure. Let me check. I'm just having some. This camera's just acting up. I have to take another second to look at it. Yeah, Khabib, Russian mixed martial artist. He 32. Yep,
he,
32.
he's got his whole life ahead of him now to do other things. Like he's won insane amounts of money, and it will give him the time to mourn his father, for his family to get over that. Loss is, heavy no matter, who it is usually. And, I'm just proud of him for the way he left, you know what I mean? Like, despite the hardships he
Right.
had against him, he fought and he conquered every battle. Like this man, they said my man had a broken foot during this last fight. And he still broke his foot in Bull's ass. So, like, my man is like,
What?
and he deserves it. He deserves it.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. Nah. No idea. What? There's always something. There's always something. This dude. Yeah, man. Like me, just being someone that's also like wet behind the ears when it comes to UFC. Um, but just coming in the interest of my interest in UFC around the time of obviously his big fight with McGregor, and just being tuned into it and just listening to interviews and learning about this guy. Um, he is probably one of the most humble people I've seen, like athletes I've probably seen I've ever heard just like speak. Like the amount of like I was watching his like his when he was on it was I can't remember his name, but he did a documentary where it was a black photographer, it was a black guy. He was on Rogan's podcast. I gotta find it and I'll hit you with it. Uh my bad, I forgot homeboy's name, but black guy, videographer. He followed like a lot of UFC fighters. He does a lot of their like does like his own docs and covers their life stories. He did Khabibs, and as he was describing following Khabib and his dad, because they housed him when he was getting ready for that big fight, like the stories he said about the village he lived in, the amount of the conditions that they lived in, like they live in like a rural area, basically no running water in terms of, so you base like no running water, so you're basically going outside for the toilet, outdoors, mother nature, you heard it. So I was just to even sum that all up, just hearing all that, and especially how much his father was a big role in his life when it came to fighting and just raising up on his morals, the morals and ideas um, that his people stand on. uh, I like I see why he can't I see why he can't he made the decision to retire, because a lot of what he accomplished he pretty much he gave to his dad. He gives the honor and credit to his dad, like for not only being his trainer, his coach, but also um raising him and instilling him with the good ideals, like you said, the money that he won, it didn't go to him, it went to the people in his village, because he's like, they also worked hard so that I could be here and do my part. Like, and I'm like, wow, even in the face of all that money, people change. Some people change real fast. People turn into, you can even compare McGregor, like his opposite opponent. People change when fame and money enter the mix. I'm not saying good or bad. I'm not, no putting no negative or connotation to it, but I feel like Khabib remained the same individual he was before and after the match. So before he won, after he had the money, the notoriety, it didn't matter,
Right.
basically.
No, and that's huge, especially like, just having that having your father to kind of ground you, keep you on track, and then like, never forgetting where you come from, bro. Like, man, like his success story, man, is something, it's crazy, man. And like I said, man, he deserves to retire, you know, hopefully, not incurring too much bodily harm over the years that's like gonna catch up to him later. Like hopefully, he's able to retire and take time for his family to be at peace with that loss and enjoy the rest of your life, man. Like, but yeah,
Yeah, my bad.
congrats
My
to him,
dog
man.
just came in here. No, yeah, no, I totally agree with you. No, 100% for sure. Not just trying, not even trying to sound like, I know I sound mad superficial the way I said that. Um, no, but like I said, like it takes a lot. It really shows a lot as his character to be someone that to hold that record in the UFC and to still to be that humble, um, in all respects. Only step out of character for when like his country and like his father was being insulted by when around his fight, like, and believe me, when he spoke up, my man spoke up, and that's why I'm just like, hey, you really commendable person, really commendable UFC martial artist. Shout out to a legend, 29-0.